Hello and welcome to my review of the Dark Angels Legion Praetor for Warhammer the Horus Heresy. One of these models will cost you £27.50, and when I first picked him up back in July of 2022 he was £26.50, so he's only increased in price by £1. Nowadays some individual plastic Space Marines will cost you the same price, £27.50. But it's been a year and a half, so I thought, why not do the review of the Dark Angels Legion Praetor. No, actually this is a little series that I thought I'd go through over the next couple of weeks, because there, you might have heard, there's 40k Dark Angels on their way, probably through a box set and a number of new minis and things. So I thought it's quite appropriate that I release some Dark Angels reviews of, well, my Horus Heresy Dark Angels that I picked up a little while ago. The format of this review, before I rattle on, is we'll have a look at the miniature, we'll look at the spare parts, of which there is only one. Then I will go through some size comparisons with other Dark Angels minis and Horus Heresy minis. Then I'll go through all of the rules for the Praetor. So first things first, he's a bit small for a Praetor. He is probably one of the smallest out of them all, and that'll become quite apparent in a bit. He's definitely cool looking. I do like the wings on the helmet. I like the Mark III iron armor. Obviously this is like the older iron armor. Dark Angels were the First Legion, I think. So yeah, they got access to all of the new stuff early, and as such, because they're in the Mark III armor and things, their kit lasted quite some time. It just shows you sort of how old the Legion are, really, if they're bobbing around in Mark III. But lots of detail on this mini. It's hard for me to pick up, but yeah, lots of 3D detailing with the armor plates. Nice detail on the shield there. It's a decent sized shield, decent sized sword, quite cool. The power plant just has this skull on the back. I like the layers of the leg armor and the winged blade on the shoulder pauldron. Very cool mini. You do get an extra head. For the life of me, I don't know where that head has gone. It's probably in a bits box somewhere. I didn't keep it nearby, so you're just going to have to imagine me holding the head, but it will look something like that. Pretty cool head, although I would have preferred a head face similar to the lion, with lots of flowing hair and things, but well, that's what we've got. So yeah, that's the Praetor. Size comparisons then. Shall we just start off with the other Praetors, and then we can move on to the other Dark Angel minis. So with the standard Praetors, we have a good selection here, and remember, they're all about £27–30 or so. So this is kind of over £200 worth on your screen right now. So we've got the Imperial Fist Praetor, which is not hugely taller, but still bigger, I think, is in that nice pose. It's kind of like this one, but without the shield and running. I'd probably say there's more detail on the Imperial Fist one. You've got the Sons of Horus one, or the Jeff Bezos one. Very tall, but again on a bit of a scenic base there. It's the only one with a big scenic base like that, I think. You've got the Death Guard Praetor, which is huge, absolutely huge. This guy, massive. You've got the Ultramarines Praetor. That's about the size that I'd expect the Dark Angels one to be. You've got the Word Bearers, bit taller, and then you've got the lovely, one of my favourites, the Emperor's Children Praetor, which is a fair bit bigger and is in the Mark 6 power armor, the only one in Mark 6 power armor, I think, out of all these. But yes, the smallest Praetor out of all of them. But you know what? Dark Angels do have some really cool other miniatures, like the Knight Cenobian and the Inner Circle and things. So why wouldn't you just use this guy as your Praetor? Nothing stopping you really. You know, if you weren't using the Inner Circle, you could use. If you weren't using the Deathwing Companions, you could use this guy as the Praetor. There is that option, or just build your own. So plenty of options, or even use Corswain, I guess. Corswain would make a very, very cool Praetor. So yeah, do you really need to get this one? Well, probably not. He is a Praetor, but he's a small one, and there are lots of cool other miniatures for Dark Angels about that you could proxy. But I just wanted to give you sort of a comparison with the other Praetors that are available. Obviously, I've just compared him to Deathwing. A Deathwing taller. Even an Interemptor is a little bit taller, I'd say. Do we need to go through to the? Do we need to compare them to the Inner Circle right here? The Inner Circle are way bigger. It's not even funny how much bigger they are in those big Cataphracti Terminator armor. And then we might as well just compare them to, you know, some other Horus Heresy sort of sizes. So we've got the Mark 4, which is smaller. Mark 4 is still the smallest out there till it gets an update. Very short legs, Mark 4. You've got the Mark 3, which is similar. I'd probably say this Mark 3 is actually a little bit taller than a Praetor. You've got the new Mark 3, which is, again, just a little bit taller. And then you've got Mark 6, which I'd probably say is the tallest. But, you know, if you're mixing him with any of these, he's still going to look fine, you know. He's not going to look too tiny next to a load of new Mark 3s or Mark 6s. Still going to be all right. It's not like, you know, having a Mark 4 in with these new guys. So yeah, hope that helps. Final sort of comparison I'd like to make is just with the 40k minis. We've got Slime Arbo, which is pretty much the same size. An old school Space Marine, which very similar sized. But yeah, here's Slime Arbo. Very close. And then a Primaris obviously is way taller. So hope those size comparisons have helped in some way. Now on to the rules part of this review, and I will be taking some of the rules from the actual, you know, Praetor section, and of course some of the rules from the Armory of the Dark Angels. Praetor, of course, is the very first sort of HQ choice you've got. Then you've got the Praetor in Cataphracti, Praetor in Tartarus, and then a Legion Centurion. So the Praetor will cost you 120 points. His stat line reads movement of 7 inches, weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 5, strength and toughness of both 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 4 attacks, leadership 10, and a save of 2+. War gear, bolt pistol, chainsword, artificer armour, iron halo, frag grenades, crack grenades, special rules, legionaries, Astartes, master of the legion, independent character, and relentless. Options: Praetor may take one of the following, so you get a bolter for 2 points, Magna Combi weapon for 10, Minor Combi for 5, Volkite charger for 2, Astartes shotgun for 2, Nemesis bolter for 10. May exchange either his bolt pistol and or chainsword for one of the following: Volkite Serpenta for 2, Hand Flamer for 2, Plasma pistol for 10, Archaeotech pistol for 15, Disintegrator pistol for 20, Chain Axe for 5, Charnable weapon for 10, Power weapon for 15, Power Fist for 25, Lightning Claw for 10, Thunderhammer for 30, Paragon Blade for 30, Board and Shield for 3, may exchange bolt pistol and chainsword for 2 lightning claws for 20 points. May take a combat shield for 3, melter bombs for 10. May upgrade any weapon to have the Mastercrafted special rule for 10 points, and may take a Legion Warhawk jump pack for 20 points, a Spatha combat bike for 20, or a Scimitar jet bike for 30. So there you go. I'd probably say out of all those weapons and things, mine is equipped with a power sword, you know, a power weapon, but you can, you know, replace that for a Paragon blade for the 30 points. We'll talk a little bit more about the Dark Angel sort of weapons in a moment, but his main rule, reason why you get one of these Praetors, is this Master of the Legion rule, where the Master of the Legion has the following benefits. You've got Rights of War. If you've got Rights of War, then you can select one of the Rights of War found further in the book, and they've got extra rules for that. The Few and the Proud. An army may only include a maximum of 1 model with this special rule per 1,000 points. And then Retinue may also include a Legion Command Squad, Cataphractic Command Squad, or Tartarus Command Squad as part of the same force organisation slot. So that's what sort of Master of the Legion does. In terms of Dark Angel's specific rules and things, you have an advanced reaction, the Angels of Death, whereby the active player must take a leadership test using the lowest leadership characteristic. If the test is passed, then all models in the reacting unit gain the Fearless and Fear special rules until the end of the controlling player's next turn. The Warlord traits, you've got Marshal of the Crown, where you can select one of the Hexagrammaton unit subtypes, and you get a +1 leadership. So you've got Seneschal of the Keys. You can take one faction, you can declare that turn to be decisive. The Warlord and all models in a unit he has joined increase their weapon skill and ballistic skill by +1 against a unit that includes at least one model from the chosen faction. So you can pick, you know, Mechanicum, Dark Mechanicum, Legiones, Astartes, things like that. Dark Angel's Rights of War, you've got Right of War, Steel Fist, you've got the Eschaton Imperative, the Storm of War, the Unbroken Vow, the Seeker's Arrow, the Serpent's Bane, and then you've got the Armory of the Dark Angels. So you can any model with a character unit subtype can exchange a Power Sword for a Calibanite Warblade for 5 points. So Strength +1, so that boosts his Strength up to 5. AP is 3, melee, but it is Rending 6+, which is brilliant. He won't be able to take part. He won't be able to use the sort of plasma upgrade because he doesn't have a plasma gun or plasma repeat. He doesn't have a plasma gun or twin link plasma gun. Any model with both the independent character and Legiones Astartes special rules may exchange a Power Fist for a Tyrannic Greatsword. So you might want to give him a Greatsword. You might want to do that. That pluses his Strength by 2, so that's up to 6 now. AP is still 3, but it is two-handed Rending 5+, Murderous Strike 5+. So again, if you want him hunting any sort of other Praetors, characters, Primarchs even, you know, it might be worth using that. And then I'll just touch upon the Legiones Consularis, Paladin of the Hecatoni Stika. Probably butchered that pronunciation, but for 30 points, any Legion Centurion, Tartarus Centurion, or Cataphractic Centurion may be upgraded to a Paladin of the Hecatoni Stika consul. Now, the reason why I say that is because although this is a Praetor, nothing really stopping you from, you know, proxying him as a consul and then upgrading him to a Paladin. And therefore, if you do that for 30 points for the consul, you're getting that Tyrannic Greatsword at no additional cost. So it might be worth bumping him up for that alone. And that's pretty much all I've got to say about the Dark Angels Legion Praetor. He is a short boy, definitely compared to all the other Praetors. It's up to you whether you think he's got that certain spice to him compared to other Dark Angels minis that you could proxy as the Praetor. But what do you guys think of him? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.